Hello. I think we're live. Wait, I have too many tabs open. Where's the stream? Where is it? So, wait. Nothing going as planned as usual. Okay. Okay. I'm ready. So, hello to my monthly Weaboo roundup. The second one. Because it's February. The shortest month of the year. So as a quick thing for the intro, there's like a solo podcast type thing that I'm doing at the end of each month to just like have my space to ramble about things I like, things I read or played or watched. Yeah, I'll try to not look at chat too much, so it's easier for people to like catch up on all this, listen to it in audio form. So I'll ramble for a while, and then after I wrap up, I can still talk a bit to chat and stuff. So everyone who's here, who's gonna join, or who's watching this afterwards, thank you. Yeah. Okay, let's go. I hope this one is gonna be a bit less of a mess, because last time I kind of just just like wrote all the stuff in the Google Docs file that's in the description, and then like I tried to mention everything and talk about everything, and it was kind of a nightmare. So I'm sorry if you had to sit through that. So let's go. Let's talk about stuff. All right. So this month has been kind of low key, like especially this last week. I haven't been able to do anything, because this past week was the first week after the second big lockdown, but we have to do at school in person. So I've been surprisingly super busy with schoolwork after coming home. Still, just catching up on stuff. Yeah, so I kind of did nothing. But yeah, let's start with some manga. Also, for the people in chat, if anything's like weird or something, please let me know. I will try to glance over occasionally. Okay, so manga. There's only two things I want to talk about, or kind of want to mention. First is Dead Demons Dead Destruction, which is a manga by Inyo Asano, who did Oyasumi Punpun, which a lot of you might know. And yeah, that's his new one, and it's wrapping up. That's like, I think that's like 1 or 2 chapters left. It's not much. Like, shit's hitting the fan, it's going down. And wow. Like, most of the manga has just been... I thought, like, at first I thought it was, like, just about the characters. But, like, no. It was, like, all build up for the very end, and it's all paying off. It's been really cool. Yeah, the manga is about... so the setting of the manga, Dead Demons, Dead Destruction. If you don't know, it's like... Of course, it's playing in... It's set in Tokyo, and the main characters are high school girls. And it kind of has this facade of being a slice of life anime, a slice of life story, a slice of life manga. But like the quote unquote gimmick is that aliens have invaded the planet, and they're like cute little funny alien guys that all look the same. with like the really old school, with like the Bioshock like helmet with like one sphere as a window to glance through. So yeah, so they just parked the huge ass mothership right above Tokyo, and that's been like covering the sun, covering the sky of like the entire big city of Tokyo, and it's like it's really interesting. In the beginning, it goes a bit on about like the daily life of the main girls, which are totally normal high school girls. I swear, I promise. And then it like occasionally like switches out to like kind of interesting political stuff about like, I don't know, I guess about how like daily life changed. In a way, it was way ahead of its time, because it's like if someone wrote a story about a pandemic, about right now, it would totally like be something like this if it was a good story, because like it goes into like aspects of like daily life where people just have gotten used to this really weird thing that just is part of their life now, and they kind of don't know if it's like threatening or not. And it just exists. They're like little alien guys. They don't really do anything. So everyone's kind of on edge, and everyone's kind of like just accepted that this weird thing is just there now. But yeah, it's ending soon. I can't wait. It's been so good for such a long time. Yeah. Okay, and the second one, it's Bakuman. I've been reading the manga of that. It's by the same author and by the same writer as Death Note, and they both like teamed up to write a manga about writing manga, and it's absolutely a classic. If you're into reading manga at all, or if you want to get into it, this one's super good, and it's very like interesting if you care about like industry stuff. Yeah, it's about these two boys in middle school. They start out at like, yeah, they start out in middle school at the beginning of the story, and it's there's like these two boys that team up to draw manga together, and it's their dream to get a series in Jump and have it animated, and like the whole manga is like just following their story. And I'm only 4 volumes in out of 20 volumes, but like each volume has like 200 pages, so it's a long story. And I'm not even halfway through. I'm like a quarter way through almost. And I've been reading quite a bit. But yeah, maybe I'm just slow. Yeah, it's been super exciting. Like I've heard about it for like a long time. I didn't really know what to expect, but it's awesome. Everyone is so so fun to watch. And like I didn't expect this, but pretty early on they like just get an editor in Jump that like helps them. And yeah, it's really interesting to know, to like find out like the process of making a manga, making the storyboards, putting it all together. There were some really parts that interested me the most were like really specific things about like manga drawing tools and like story writing techniques and all that cool stuff. If you're interested, I'm sure you like it. If you're kind of serious about art, which I'm not really, but I still dig this stuff. I know that's an anime, but I don't know much about it. I mean, obviously, it's like a manga about manga, so you should probably read it as a manga if that sounds interesting to you. And it's easy to follow too. So if you like scared off by the size of stories like I am, it's not hard to follow. There's not a lot of characters, so you can like easily like just read a few chapters and then like have like a week-long break and then pick it back up again and read a tiny bit more. So that's cool. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of not reading anything else right now. Like all the weekly stuff that I was really interested in last year that just ended. And yeah, I'm just vibing. Okay, let's move on to the anime. Okay, once again, not much. Haven't been following much. But there's again two things I kind of want to talk about a tiny bit. So first of all, I mean this is gonna go over really fast. Detroit Metal City. It's an older comedy anime. I've heard people say it's like a classic, and I mean it gets referenced a lot, like the metal band look and vibe and stuff. That's getting referenced a lot in like some media, some Japanese media, but like it's about like a boy who's like into like he grew up in like a rural area, rural Japan, like on his own with his parents, with his grandparents, living a good life, and he's really into like really nice comfy music, plays the guitar. He wants to go to Tokyo to write soft pop songs, and then he comes to Tokyo. Fast forward a year later, and he's just at some really edgy metal band that like break stuff and scream very loudly, and he's the lead singer. And because he's so humble, he just can't get out of it. And yeah, they have like this image about screaming about killing people and raping people and all that stuff. And that's basically every single joke in every single episode. It's just that they're vulgar and they scream and they make things uncomfortable for the common folk in Tokyo. It's I don't like it. I like to think that I'm fun at parties and I'm okay with like really edgy humor, even if it's for the sake of being edgy sometimes, or like gross out humor, like cringe humor. But I really I'm really cringing. I'm cringing really hard. I just can't watch it. I don't think it's good at all. I can see how it like would catch on with like 12-year-olds that are like, yeah, I'm not gonna do what everyone wants me to do, and I'm not gonna like nice things. I'm just gonna be edgy, and I'm just gonna scream. I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. Detroit Metal City, wouldn't recommend. Yo, I see some more people coming in chat. So the way I do this is I just ramble, and after I'm done with rambling, the solo podcast segment stuff, I'll talk to chat a tiny bit. So it's easier to watch the VOD afterwards, to listen back to all the things. If you want to follow along, by the way, I don't remember if I mentioned this. You can check the description, and I have a Google Docs file where everything is, where everything is written out that I want to talk about. In case like you want to look up a name and don't know how to write it, it's here. Okay. So that was one of the anime that I watched like 4 episodes of and then dropped. And the other one I kind of want to mention is Horimiya, which I talked about last month, and I've been having a really good time still watching it with some friends, but it's mm, mm, it's great, but they're rushing things. Like, let me check what episode was the last one that I've seen. The last one that came out was episode 6, I think. By the time, oh no, wait, what day is today? Today is Saturday. Okay, it was either 7. No. I think episode 8 came out today. Okay, and the last one I watched was 7. Okay, so episode 7 of Premiere. Before this, I was really digging it every single moment of the show, but right now, like, I'm like questioning the artistic decisions of the director, where they want a through line, like a visual through line of every time a character realizes this thing about someone else, they have like this moment where like it's a close up on their face, the background turns into like an abstract texture, and then there's like a red or a blue drop shadow coming out of the character, where it's like a moment, and it's like, oh, it's telling us that they realize something about the other person. At first I was like, yeah, that looks kind of cool, but they do it so often now that it's like, we get it, even without all this, without a freeze frame or anything. It would have been better if it was subtle, more subtle, because I don't know, I'd like to think that if I would make a story or art or something, I would like assume that people who watch things are smart and get things, get the intention, even when I don't make it obvious. But I mean, I guess it's not, you can't always do it like that. And I guess like I'm not exactly the demographic for this. Maybe it's like a bit younger people who like are more into romance stuff, like young teens. But I don't know. I guess that's a discussion for another day. Yeah, like they've been rushing some scenes. Like, oh, I don't want to say, even though it's like a completely normal scene, like nothing special happened, it still feels like a spoiler. So I don't want to talk about specific scenes, but there's like a scene with like a character being like kind of depressed about something that happened, and they were sitting alone somewhere, and it didn't nearly have the impact that it had in the manga, because they like crammed a few chapters into a single episode, so they didn't like really have time to just let the shot do its work. Like, they cut away too fast sometimes, I feel like, just to like get through the material, instead of like, okay, here's what happened, let's just show some faces and like let like the viewer process this too. Because like in manga you can like just make the panel big, okay, that means it's kind of important, when it's more detailed too, and then if the emotional impact worked of the scene, like the viewer is gonna pause and think about it, because when reading manga, like, you can read it at your own pace. But yeah, it's still good, but I would highly recommend everyone who's watching Horimiya to check out the manga, please. Maybe not right after watching the anime, but like take some time. I don't know. It's still good. It's still good. All right. stretch break. Pasta check. Yeah, okay. And then there's some games I wanna chat about. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be on this for super long too. Okay. I made the doc. I updated the docs file like right before this. That's why I was like 5 minutes late. But so the memory of what I played at the beginning of the month is a tiny bit hazy, but it's okay. I don't want to ramble for too long today, anyways. Just practice being a bit more concise. Okay. So I have like this weird issue where I buy too many games, I start too many games, and I don't finish them. Especially when it's like long JRPGs that I'm really interested in. It's like, I don't know what I have. I have something. Something that makes me... I have a zoomer brain. Where I just want to do things and want to do a lot of new things. And my personality says I really want to get deep into the things that I'm interested in and that seem like I really enjoy. And spend a lot of time with them. But then my brain says, okay, this was cool. You played this for like 2 hours for 2 days. Let's move on. This thing is on sale and you could borrow this thing from a friend. And you could do this and this and this and this. And then I don't end up not finishing things. This is why I don't know what the point is, but sometimes I go back and try to finish things. If I can't bring myself to finish a thing within like a week or something of playing it a bit every day. So I was really excited for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, the Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei crossover game. They came out on Wii U in 2016, 2015. I don't remember exactly, but that came out. It was super cool, super stylish. It was about idols. I'm into it. And then it was like one of the games I was really hoping for them to get it on Switch, and then they did. And then I got it when it came out, and I played like 1 or 2 of the 6 chapters, and then I got kind of stopped. It's not as bad as it was with Fire Emblem Three Houses when I was really excited about that and then didn't play it, but I'll talk about that when I go back and finish that game, which is hopefully gonna be within the next few months, but I'm not gonna promise anything. So yeah, and now like this month at the beginning of this month at least, I went back and tried to finish it, even if it meant, okay, I'm just gonna to get through the game a bit faster. I'm just gonna have a guide open and speedrun some side quests to get a bit